What's up, guys? I hope everything is going well. Welcome back to Roche, Kilian, UNCUT, the podcast where I don't cut any scenes. There's no skipping, no nothing. What I say is what you hear. Now, if you are listening in, I'm so grateful for that. And if you haven't subscribed yet to see the other podcasts or my daily vlogs, please do so. Now, today, I might potentially target a certain group of people, namely men. But of course, if you are a female, I think it is really good that you listen into this as well, so that you can kind of see what your friend, husband, boyfriend, fiance, father, what they're going through and what they potentially are going through. So today's topic that I want to chat to you about is, or a question that I need to ask is, what are men's role in modern society now in 2024? Like, what do we do? What is our main purpose? Now, you can say, Roche, of course, as a human, not male or female, our purpose is to, grow and move forward and, do the things that we can, achieve our goals and dreams and things like that. And yes, I agree 100%. But the question is men, right? What do we do? Now, I'm going to go back all the way thousands of years ago, actually, where the main purpose for a man, could you tell me what that is? Yeah, it's to provide and to protect. Now, the reason why that was a main thing is because obviously the female was predominantly basically known for, carrying the baby, making sure that the baby is fed. So if you feed the woman, you feed the baby is born and the baby is healthy, and you obviously still provide and protect them so that if there's any predator or anyone that comes into the camp, into the tribe, into the village, you are then putting your body, your life at risk, and you are saving them so that they don't get hurt or potentially if they, get killed. So you are their provider, you are their, protector. You're the man. Literally, you're the man. And you feel great, Of course, there are some downside. Maybe you don't get the catch, you don't get the food, and, they're a little bit upset. I bet there was some of that issues thousands of years ago, the same as some relationships now have. But I think most of the time the men would provide. They were barbarians. They were hectic. Okay. Now, let's fast forward back to 2024, or let's go a little bit back first, not too forward. Let's go 1950 or whatever. I'm not too clued up to exactly when the changes happened, but from there, it wasn't necessarily more predators coming in or, protecting them from them or bringing food to the table, but it was a financial thing. So now money came into the thing. So men used to go out and they would do the work, because obviously they've now learned from the past. So they would do the work and they would bring home the financial things. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, women, they didn't really have lots of rights and not a lot of, maybe they had rights, but they definitely weren't seen as someone that's going to make it in business. And it's quite sad. I mean, there's a lot of things in life in the past that unfortunately I and, the generation now didn't have any control over. If you think about apartheid in South Africa, racism, things like that, there's nothing that we as a generation can do. That's something that happened in the past. So what happened then is females, they were seen as inferior, unfortunately. So they would be at home. They would look after the kids, and they would clean the house and they wash the dishes. And as a traditional, technically, what people would say woman would do, and the man would bring home the money. Now, before we fast forward, that was again a role that the male played. And he woke up in the morning and he knew, I need to go out and I need to do my job, whether it's hard labor, whether it's cracking numbers, crunching numbers, or, even if I have to drive a bus, or not a bus, a truck, and be away for many days or go on an oil rig or whatever, but I come back home and I have money and I can provide for my family, and protection is also a thing because you can obviously build a house. You can buy a house for them, which will keep them safe. You can get security, fencing, things like that, an alarm system. So that both of those really do still play a role, or did play a role. Now, this is where the fun comes in, and this is what I actually wanted to talk about. So 2024, what is a man's role? What do we do? Now you're going to say, Roche, probably the same thing, right? No. Things have changed drastically. Not in all cases, of course not. If I look at my own relationship, I feel like we've struck a beautiful balance of literally, and I think that's how the modern thing should work, of course, is you have a balance. I wash the dishes, she washes the dishes. She does the cooking, I do the cooking. She brings in the money, I bring in the money. Well, I feel that's really, really good. But for most men, this is not the case. This is not the case. I read about this, I hear about this on YouTube and on social media all the time where, and I mean, this is a very sad statistic, but, suicide for men is literally not even doubled, but 4 times as much as it was before. And the reason for that is, they showed this letter, this woman said that, they have the letters that she reads from these victims, they always have these 2 words in common. One of them is useless, and the other word is worthless. Now you try to think like, okay, but anyone that's depressed obviously feels that way. I understand, and you're right. Obviously that depression is quite a serious thing, and you do feel those type of emotions or feelings. But in this case, as a man, we have all the, purpose in the world, right? We need to provide. We need to protect. How can we be worthless? People need us. But now in 2024, and, honestly, I think it's great that females are, equality, of course, and they're thriving and they're starting businesses and they just, it's incredible. I'm pushing Sophie all the time to, just better herself because I know if she grows, I grow, But in a sense, some men, and myself included sometimes, I mean, you get this feelings of that's why I'm talking about it. You do get the feeling where you don't feel needed anymore because technically now that those 2 main things, protect, provide, it's kind of gone. Females can protect themselves. They can buy their own house. They can buy their own security. You don't need to provide for them anymore because they can start up their own business and they can make triple the money you make and buy the car they want and buy the house they want and travel the world as far as they want. They can do all those things without a man in their life. All right. So this is something that obviously scares us because now what do we do? If we can't provide, then what ammunition do we have to say like, hey, okay, well, here I am. I'm a man. Let me do this for you, or let me do that for you, or what can I do for you? What are you gonna bring to the table if that's something I can obviously say. Now I've got an answer, and it might not be the correct one. It's just an answer that I believe could potentially help in a sense, because like I said, that's what I'm thinking. And yes, it has to do with my own relationship because that's the only experience I have. Sophie and I have been together for a few years, almost 3, and we are getting married very soon, in a few weeks. And I couldn't be happier. And not because I love her and she's beautiful and all those type of things, but the fact that she still allows me to have a purpose and to be needed. Because you'll see that, it has to be the right woman. That is also the one thing. So you could potentially find someone that, that treats you, like anything else in the world. Like I spoke about apartheid and things. Sometimes it goes to the other side, but to a little bit an extent. And again, this is just percentages. But some women then treat men differently. And they really actually look down to men saying like, you oppressed us before. We're going to oppress you now. But I do believe in most cases, there are just really nice, normal men and women out there that just want love. And they don't care about things like how much you earn. And it literally comes down to the word love. How much do you love that person? Doesn't matter how much they make or if they can provide or not, or if you can provide or not. Like, that's really important, right? Now, let me ask you this thing. When you walk in the street, as a man, do you walk on the side where the cars are, or do you walk on the side, the safe side, you could basically say? What is your first instinct? It's to walk on the side where the cars are, right? So that you can protect your friend, your wife, your partner. Now, if there's a door, do you open the door? I mean, if you're a gentleman, you open the door for her, right? Now, some women, and like again, this is just percentage. Some women find that offensive. Like, ooh, you think you're better than me, that you have to open the door for me? But I really still deep down believe that no matter what type of money she earns or you earn, it is a gentleman thing to open the door for a female. It's an instinct that we've had for thousands and thousands of years. It has nothing to do with how I rate you inferior or superior. It's just something that we want to do. It's a male thing. It's the same like a peacock, opens up his wing or his feathers to try and get attention of the girl. I'm not saying that opening a door is flirting with someone, but it's just something that we do. It has nothing to do with inferiority or superiority. All right. So in that case, it means that we are needed, because there are women out there that need men like that. And I'm going to give you a little tool, just like a little answer to how are we going to fix it and what your role is before the end of this podcast. And your role, or not role, the things that can help you feel less of, I don't have a role, I don't belong, I'm worthless, I'm useless, is to work on yourself. To respect yourself as a man, knowing that no matter, because this is what a man is also, no matter what people say, no matter what people do, no matter how far people are ahead of you or how far people are below you, a man is always respectful to his peers, respectful to like his colleagues, his friends, his family, his wife, no matter what they earn or what he earns. Whether I'm a billionaire, I'm going to treat you the same. Whether I'm broke, I'm going to try, if I can get to you, I will treat you the same. So that is the thing that you need to concentrate on, just being respectful and knowing that you are a man, and you're a loyal, respectful, loving man. And then what you do is you start working on yourself. And I'm not talking, basically going to the gym. That's the first thing. But work on yourself physically, work on your body, because that is also a goal. That is a role, that is a purpose that you can find, is to better yourself and become the best physical shape man that you can. That is the first thing. Secondly is then to read books, ask questions, go to seminars, obviously find a job. A job is one of the best, things that can give you a reason and a purpose in life. And it doesn't matter what you earn. Like I said, there's going to be a lady out there, and it doesn't matter what she earns or how much money her family has or any of those type of things. She will fall in love with you. How many of those romantic videos and things you've watched in Hollywood? It is true. People fall for love, especially nowadays. You just have to be patient. So work on yourself, man. If you are a male and you're listening to this, trust me, we need you here. I need you. I need my men around me. I need my boys. And together we can grow. And we can be amazing supporters for our woman. We can be supporters to our friends, our male friends. And we can work on ourselves and build businesses, empires, buildings physically. We can do whatever we want with these hands. We are men, all right? So don't ever feel like you don't have a purpose or that you are useless or worthless and you don't have a role. Then create one and be the best man that you can possibly be by whatever it is that you want to pursue. If it is painting, then do it. Don't care or don't worry what other people think. That is another thing. And if you're ever struggling and you're listening to this podcast and you feel like it's tough, just like message me. DM me, comment. You can do it privately, of course. Just DM me and tell me how you feel. I know it's tough, but potentially we could work on it. Potentially we can chat about it and just find out, what's happening. Because I'm telling you, you are needed. You are. All right. So thank you for listening. I hope you're having a good day. I hope now your day might get better. And of course, if you like this podcast, then you can like and subscribe for more, because I'm going to tackle these type of topics more often, because it's tough to talk about without sounding misogynistic or anything like that, because I'm not. But I do want to help my fellow men, just human beings, committing suicide is something that is very, very serious. And I just feel like it's so sad that someone wants to take their life just because of loneliness and because of, feeling unworthy. And I feel like we all are. So I'm just obviously today talking about men. But thank you so much. I will see you in the next podcast. Cheers.